But that was not Audrey. Grandma was anything but resentful. She thrived among us long past the point when many in her physical state would have long since settled for merely surviving, if they had grounded their identity in things as fleeting as beauty or competency or independence. After all, was this person who could no longer cook dinner while I mowed her lawn or play a sharp game of gin rummy before bedtime any less the person who helped care for me as a child? Who had contributed so thoroughly to the shape and strength of my character? Though we might look at her and think of her as diminished in many worldly ways, I saw clearly the same essential, hopeful human in the way that she pushed around the pieces of a puzzle with my children, though no longer really able to make out the delicate colored lines on any of the pieces. The same spirit that eagerly batted the balloon back and forth through the air with my 8-year-old at her 99th birthday, although she could no longer hear clearly what he was saying to her. The same enthusiasm radiated from her patient attention to many further evenings of inexpert piano from her many, many great-grandchildren. She may have endured much, but she never succumbed to any of it. She remained in spirit ever undiminished, and in some ways, the meagerness of her waning physical abilities revealed the greatness of her soul. I like to think that the tens of thousands of small choices she made throughout her life about how to treat people and what to do or how to feel in response to the daily surprises in our world had formed deep rivers of character on the continent of her person. And even as the streams of consciousness that fed them began to dry up, the shape of the great canyons cut by water over the years was awe-inspiring. It sometimes still takes me by surprise to realize in a moment that I will not talk to my grandma again on this earth. I'm tempted to see if I can conjure up some sadness on the subject, but if I do have any deep wells of grief, I have not found them yet. It seems to me that she has set the standard for what a life is like when it is well lived. Instead, when I think of Grandma Audrey, what I feel most is hope. I hope that I will take the time to focus my energies on the people who matter to me. I hope that I'll give my children and grandchildren endless enthusiasm, regardless of their competency. I hope that when my aspirations for my career, or my health, or my relationships don't materialize the way that I had envisioned them, I'll take the bad with the good, and I'll set the best course that I can, and I'll move on. I hope that when the time comes to help my own parents as their physical frames fail, that I'll be as caring and competent and compassionate as my mother and aunts have been over the past few years. I hope that when my time grows short, I'll be able to remark with humor that age probably has something to do with it. And that it won't change for a moment how I treat the people who I love, or the people who take care of me. I hope my learned habits of kindness and curiosity and persistence and acceptance will have cut such deep trails in my conduct that a failing mind can still tread them easily. Little else that could happen to or through me in this world would give me greater satisfaction than knowing I was making choices that would make me more like her. Here in this meeting of the living, this is what I want all of you to know, that I will keep and have learned and will cherish from Audrey's life. And I would heartily encourage anyone who asked to do the same, because we could use more good ones like her.